Hi there, Becky Amble. We are continuing on with the clear prompting to give you them one at a time, step by step, so you can practice them and start working with them. Let's take a look at our CLEA fourth principle, fourth step here in the process, and that is for the letter A. So let's take a look at that, and we'll be right in there. Okay. Yeah, I know my computer just doesn't work the same way when I'm doing this. So hopefully this is all showing up, and we're going to go back here to our first slide. Just make sure we're all on the same page. So I call it clear prompting magic. This is from my last book, which is called How to Talk AI, and really is about using the clear process to simplify everything and boil it down 5 steps. Let's take a look and get on down here to the letter A. Yep, there we go. So A stands for adjust and refine. And again, there's some pieces here to pick apart. And keep in mind that iteration and tweaking your prompt, your directions, makes better output. And as you can see here, it says the first output is rarely perfect. And a lot of times, if you've done anything with artificial intelligence, you probably thought, wow, that's not quite what I meant. Not sure that's right. So, hey, no problem. Go back and iterate or refine it. So the first thing is really look at your prompt, create that as good as you can, make it as specific, follow the other steps that we have, the CLE so far that we've already talked about, review it and then refine it. And nothing wrong with refining. I know sometimes we think we just want to have this great prompt and get what we want the first time. You might. Just keep in mind that a lot of times you want to dig a little deeper or get a little bit more specific as you get some results from it. And sometimes you don't know that until you get the first output. And then you look at it and you go, it's not really what I meant. So here's a bad one. Of course, we'll give a bad one that makes it so obvious what is wrong with it. So adjust and refine, generate product ideas. Well, obviously, that sounds kind of like what my kids used to ask me when they were in grade school. They wanted to have a business and make a pile of money, and they always wanted me to give them a product. Well, you know what? That's not the way it works. And here, as you can see, that we would have AI basically come up with something for us without us being more clear on that. And there was no iteration or refinement. Obviously, you can see because it was just a real vague one. So here, let's take a look at this. And this is showing you 3 steps. So first, you probably would ask this to generate 10 product feature ideas for a wearable health tracker. And like we had in the other ones, you probably are also going to include who the audience is and all those other things. Now, step 2 might be the adjustment, where you're going to refine the list by clustering it into what here we are calling quick wins versus long-term innovation. So again, depending on what it is that you're trying to do, you can tell it more specific. And if you got those 10 product features, you're probably not going to go after all 10. So the next reasonable step would really be to refine that, right? And step 3. So let's say that you got that list down and now it's time to refine it or narrow that list down even further. So in this case, we've said add some estimated customer impact scores from 1 to 5. And that just narrows it down. And now you've got a little bit more specific information. And of course, maybe this is a point to make right now, is that look at any of this and probably you have a fair amount of knowledge about some new products that might be appropriate in the marketplace, might fit in with your company, might take advantage of your core competencies and capabilities. So sometimes these as well, remember, even though you're having AI refine it, you still want to be the final judge and take a look, because I bet you know a lot of things that AI isn't going to know that might be more relevant. So we're going to just go back and, well, let me see, I should probably just go back to this. So remember, when you are adjusting and refining your prompts, to think about your original prompt, what is it, review it, and then refine it. And hey, you can keep refining and refining. It doesn't just have to be one thing, or that you go back and tell it one time that you want it to do something. So let me see. I think we're back here, and let me know if you're able to take advantage of that idea and how that is improving your prompting. Thanks, and we will see you next time.